Tonight, I launch a nuke, we meet King Kong, and we have a drink with the lads. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In tonight's video, we will be getting the Platinum Trophy for Metro 2033. There are a massive 50 trophies required for the Platinum, and this also takes 2 playthroughs as you have to beat the game on both difficulties. We also need to get both the good ending and the bad endings as well. Also, there is 51 collectibles scattered throughout the game, and this will become a running thing in the Metro games, which took years off my life, I can't lie. But with all of that rambling out of the way, let's begin, shall we? So we begin our journey deep underground in the Metro tunnels in Moscow, many years after World War III has ended. The surface has been devastated by nuclear war, and has led to many mutated abominations living on the surface. This forced any surviving humans underground, who now live in the Metro tunnels. Somewhat similar to Fallout, but instead we are Russian, so we drink a lot, we shout Blyat a lot, and have to shout in every single conversation. We play as Artyom, and this here is our stepfather Alex, and we are heading to meet an old friend of ours, Hunter. As you can see, the metros are absolute slums, and anyone who lives down here must be depressed as fuck. But here, we see many mentally fractured soldiers in the hospital, and it's rumoured that the Dark One's done this. Finally, however, we managed to get the front door open, and here we see Hunter, who is a part of the Spartan Rangers, a group of the best fighters in the Metro. We can tell straight away that he is a good lad, because he gives me a postcard. But the peace doesn't last as the Nosalises can smell the blood from the hospital, and are drawn to it. So we get armed and ready to fight. Obviously, this is a piece of cake to Hunter, who just bitch slaps the mutant. I have to channel my inner Rick Grimes, however, and go for some nice headshots. We get the first trophy of the video here for not letting them break through. My father blames the Dark Ones, but Hunter here doesn't give a fuck who or what done this.
What's happened to you, Alex? You can go like lambs to the slaughter. I'll hang on to whatever life I got with teeth and claws. And I'll take more than a few of your homo novus with me to hell.
This is interrupted, as we hear the Dark Ones have attacked the other side of our station. As we arrive, we see that everyone is either dead, or their minds have been shattered. So Hunter, having the biggest pair of balls ever, plans to chase the Dark Ones. Before this, he gives me his dog tags, and tells me to head to Police Station and give a message to Miller, the leader of the Spartan Rangers.
Hunter did not return. It wouldn't be easy to find an excuse to leave the station and travel to Polis, but I had given my word. I learned that the caravan was heading to Riga the next day and needed guards. I signed on for the ride.
We get woken up by a friend of mine, tells me to hurry up, as the caravan I am meant to be guarding is leaving soon. Here we get a better look at my home station of exhibition before we leave. I then grab some of the essentials needed for this mission, such as a shitty submachine gun, a gas mask, and a few medkits. But finally we agree to leave, but before we go, another man decides to join.
It was the first time I had left the safety of my home station. It troubled me that I hadn't told my stepfather the truth. I would not be heading straight back from Riga. But Hunter was depending on me.
I love how we have just made the new guy do all the work, by the way. Welcome to Russia. As we arrive at the tunnels, the main one has collapsed. So we all agree to use the other tunnel, which everyone is terrified of. And yeah, I don't blame them after seeing it.
I want to go home. I want to go home!
Straight away though, the other guys start talking to themselves and freaking the fuck out. A beam of light then follows us down the tunnel, and as it reaches us, we pass out. We then get a vision of Hunter fighting with a Dark One. But Artyom manages to wake up before everyone else, and his mind isn't shattered, so he seems to be able to withstand the visions. So we start waking everyone back up, as we are in real danger here. It doesn't take long before we are fighting mutants in the tunnel.
Artyom, take my shotgun! Here!
While I try to defend us, the new guy gets grabbed and killed, but eventually I get knocked off the railcar. It's here we see the sheer number of Nosalises chasing us. Artyom turns into Usain Bolt and sprints like fuck back to the safety of the new station's guards, and they cook the mutants.
Riga station was only the first stop on my journey, but the caravan went no further. So, Before parting ways, we drank to celebrate our survival. The vodka didn't drown my fear of traveling on to Polis alone. But I was about to find myself with an unexpected and notorious partner.
So me and my two friends celebrate our near-death experience the Russian way by knocking back several vodka shots and laughing very loudly at everything that nearly killed us. But I must say farewell to my comrades as I have to get to Polis station. I then meet a kid, and he says someone is looking for me, and if I give him a single bullet he will bring me to him, so I agree. This gets us another trophy for paying the kid. It is here where we meet the one and the only Bourbon. Is he named after the drink of the chocolate biscuits? We don't know. But what we do know is he wants to leave this station, but because of the lockdown he can't. So he wants to use a secret passage and will bring me along because I am immune to the Dark One's influence. I obviously agree to go, and Bourbon sort of teaches us a lot about the dirty side of the Metro, like bribing guards and cheating people out of deals, so he is good to learn a few tricks from. Our new duo head through his secret passage and heads back into the tunnels.
As I entered the abandoned tunnel with Bourbon, I wondered if I'd been wrong to trust him. But the station gates were still sealed, and there was no telling when I'd have another chance to leave Riga.
Honestly here, I would just like to say that these games have such amazing atmospheres. It's amazing how eerie and alive they manage to make the Metro feel. Further down the tunnel, we see some dead caravanners, and Bourbon says it has to be bandits who done this. We both sneak in, and I begin knocking them out. As to get the good ending, you can't really kill anyone unless they attack you. So I try my best to knock them all out. Well, that went tits up, fuck it. After we clean that mess up, we see how ruined the underground is.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
But you can't walk for 2 minutes without something trying to kill you, and we get attacked by more Nosalises. We then encounter some Hansa military, which is another group who live in the Metro, and they would kill us on sight, so we hide. We then got a trophy here for wiping the gas mask 20 times. But as we can see, Bourbon takes us to the nicest places, and down here just stinks of death.
Listen, we fucked up.
Almost straight away we begin to see visions of me and Bourbon in some dead place. This continues the entire time we are down here, and Artyom and Bourbon are both trying to fight the visions. But Bourbon is slowly losing his mind. Always! Just as he gets the gate open, he has fully lost his mind, and I'm trying my best to save him. But last second, we get help from something.
Sing more! Sing holy for
We both manage to arrive just outside the market station, where Bourbon knows some people, but we aren't being let in yet. This is a problem as mutants begin attacking us, and we have to hold our ground from waves and waves of mutants. Eventually, the station's defenders brings out the big guns, and it's an armoured railcar with some heavy machine guns, and they kill the remaining mutants. But from one problem to the next, Bourbon knows these guys, and he owes them a lot of money apparently, so we are in the shit right now.
I'd never seen a market like this. You could buy almost anything. But Bourbon owed money to the Hansa sentries, and was anxious to leave.
As we both enter, we are held at gunpoint, which is a fun way to start the mission. But Bourbon tries to say, that's why he arrived to pay them back, and say what you want about Bourbon. But he is a sly fucker, so he explains to me that they want to bring us to Hansa as it's them Bourbon owes the money to. So now there is a chance that I will be killed, because Bourbon done some shady shit in his past and never told me. So I go and have a drink while Bourbon sorts us a way out of here. Oh fuck, sake, looks like our way out of here is up to the surface. As we both head outside, we hear the other guards try to catch us, so we bolt.
When we emerged into the ruins of Moscow, I felt both fear and sorrow. But after a life underground, I also saw strange beauty in the dark skies and frozen landscape. So that's the dead city, grunted Bourbon. Welcome home, Artyom.
As we head to the surface of Moscow, We find dead bodies everywhere of people trying to scavenge supplies or travel to another station. Here we get a trophy for disarming 15 traps, another trophy for opening 15 safes. Finally, we get our first look at the dead city of Moscow, and it is fucked up badly. This is interrupted by a winged demon, which we hide from straight away. We start to traverse our way towards Dry Station, our new objective, and I fuck it up right away by falling in the water.
I'm kind of retarded.
Here Bourbon tells me that we need to meet up, and if I cut through these buildings, we can find each other on the other side. Now is probably the time to explain that Metro is a lot more fucked up than Fallout. The radiation AHS caused multiple things to change, such as hallucinations, being able to see visions, and obviously creatures like the Dark Ones appearing. As Artyom heads towards Bourbon, he is hit with yet another vision of the past. Hold up, look at that fucker just chilling on the fence.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
The surface is crawling with Nosalises though, so I get to work thinning their numbers. This gets us a trophy for killing 10 enemies in a row without taking damage. With all the shooting we are doing, we are just attracting more and more of them. I then decide to turn into Hawkeye and one-tap the flying demon. But finally, we meet back up with Bourbon, and it's good to see our friend again. The peace doesn't last as always as we have more Nosalises inbound, so we start firing and trying to hold our position. That is until I get fucking lifted by the flying demon, while Bourbon runs to find us a way out of here. I managed to get back over to him, and we both jumped down into the tunnels.
As we went underground, it struck me that my city was now a foreign and hostile place. I felt safe here, in the darkness of the metro. More so when Bourbon claimed to have friends at Dry Station.
We finally made it to Dry Station, and Bourbon says he will be able to get me to Polis.
Give me some light.
Who do we have here? It's Bourbon the Huckster.
Never mind, looks like the gang has a new leader, and he fucking hates Bourbon, so he gets taken away, and I have to try free him myself. So I exit the grate and begin trying to sneak my way past all of the guards. This is made somewhat easier, as I see someone else is picking off lone guards, and also any that get close to me. So with someone covering me, I take down this guard, and as more guards disappear, I sneak to the room where Bourbon is being held.
Who is it? My night! Hypocrite Bourbon, who?
Artyom!
Who the fuck?
Oh, no.
Fuck, not my boy Bourbon. Who am I going to slowly walk behind now?
2 seconds later.
This is Khan, everyone. And it will be him I have to slowly walk behind for the next few hours. So Khan suggests that we get the fuck out of here before we are killed, as he is heading for Cursed Station. Sounds like a nice place, let's go.
Khan's appearance caught me by surprise. Although while fighting the bandits, I did sense someone helping from the shadows. Khan assured me that Bourbon's fate was not tied to my own. But I regretted his death.
So Bourbon is sneaky, sly, and a criminal, and he was great for teaching young Artyom about the people in the metro and to never trust anyone. But Khan is a good man, but he also teaches Artyom about the metro itself, and that it is its own living thing. This is shown immediately by him telling us to listen to the pipes.
Pinwheels in my head! Voices! Angry fish!
He also stops me from walking towards ghosts that are forced to relive their memories in the metro. And this is where I started to love these games, as it's such a unique concept in post-apocalyptic games. Khan also advises me to move for the train coming. He then follows this freaky as fuck experience up by walking past dead guardsmen he once knew. And I just know Artyom is freaking the fuck out right now.
First time.
But deeper inside, we end up fighting some Nosalises. And thank fuck I've had enough of seeing ghosts and trains. Back in the tunnels, we see an anomaly heading towards us, and any normal man would run. But Khan's big brain says not to move as it's attracted to movement. But finally, it pisses off the other way.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
As we get closer to Cursed Station, we are ambushed again by Nosalises. So me and Khan are forced to hold our ground and kill all of them. But as we see hundreds of them charging at us, our old friend the Anomaly helps us out. Seriously, look at Khan doesn't even turn to look, what a fucking Chad. But we mount up on the railcar and head to Cursed Station.
Khan led me into Cursed Station. The name was no accident. Its people were locked in an endless war for survival.
Me and Khan arrive at Cursed Station, and they are under attack. So we rush to regroup with the defenders, as they are holding the Nosalises back from entering and killing everyone inside. But this is a messy fight as they are appearing out of dark tunnels, and we are all low on ammo. So we make the decision to blow the tunnels they are coming from. And guess who gets the honor of doing this task? I quickly grab the explosives we plan on using. Here we get a trophy for killing 30 enemies with flames grenades, another trophy for exploding 30 enemies, but we manage to make it to the tunnel and arm the bomb, so I start running for my life as I am in their nest. Here we get another trophy for blowing up the tunnel at Cursed Station. It's here where Khan decides he will lead me to another station called Smithy, and I am to meet with his friend called Andrew the Blacksmith, who should be able to get me to Polis. Again, we see Khan's crazy knowledge of the metro, as there is a tunnel that will lead me to this new station. So we say goodbye to Khan, and he says we shall meet again.
Armory Station was where most of the weapons in the metro were made. There had been an arms factory located above, and after the nukes fell, many of the workers settled here. I was looking for Andrew the Smith, but he found me first.
As we reach this new station, we are held at gunpoint. That is until they realize I'm human, and they quickly tell me that the communists are starting to take over this station. So I need to be careful. New place, still the same shithole. No wonder everyone hates it here. Sure, I'll walk in here, nothing bad will happen. Or we walked into some commies who aren't too happy to meet me.
Put your hands out! You're under arrest!
But our new friend takes the guards out while we both run.
Run. Nigga, run.
Obviously, the commies start shooting at us. Because they're commies. What else would they do? Talk to us. But I do end up reaching a dead end. Here, we got grabbed by Khan's friend Andrew the Blacksmith. And honestly, I dropped like 2 feet. How the fuck did the guards not just see this happen? Anyway, he gives us great news. He can get us off the station and closer to Polis. The bad news is, I will be stuck in between the communist Russians and the Nazis, who, if you haven't guessed yet, they don't get along.
You are fucking, you fucking, you bloody, bloody bastard bitch, fuck you.
So he manages to sneak me onto the underside of a railcar, and this railcar is then attached to a line of them heading towards the warfront. So I will need to sneak past 2 armies, so no big deal.
Even the apocalypse didn't stop us from killing one another over ideology. I was about to go through the front line between the Nazis and the communists. I've heard they once fought another war, but the Nazis lost.
As we are traveling to the front lines, fortunately for us, we are knocked off. It's here where we really get to see Artyom's stealth is through the roof, as long we are in the shadows. Artyom is basically invisible. This is further shown by the fact I can just crouch straight past these 2 idiots with no trouble.
But I cannot see, I'm legally blind.
But I follow this path, and drop down onto the pipes, allowing me to sneak past the commies. Fuck, this mission is simple.
2 seconds later.
Never mind, I just set off a landmine. So the Nazis know I'm here, but as a British man, I simply take a sip of tea and blast Winston Churchill's speech while I slaughter these twats. Hearing the gunfire, some of the commies try to get involved.
He's here.
I hate him.
There he is. He's right here. He's right here, look.
You have a lot of nerve to show your face
Oh,
around
yeah,
here.
you got, you know,
Son of a bitch.
you are a real beak breaker.
After that carnage, I push further into the tunnels, only to be met by an armoured rail car and more soldiers. But with the combo of pipe bombs and a lot of AK fire, I thin their numbers even more until all of them are dead. We just need to head through this door and we are free. Oh, for fuck's sake, give me a break.
When I came to my senses, I lost all hope. Nazi prisoners were used for slave labor or target practice.
So turns out these wankers aren't too happy with me. One for probably for killing all of their mates, and two because they think I'm a communist.
Good point. All right, Red Scum.
But before I can get executed, I get saved by a stranger. Hear what the fuck was that leap? He turned into Prime Vin Diesel. Turns out these two were a part of the Spartan Rangers, same as Hunter. So I show them his dog tags, and they agree to help get me to Polis. Our new friends are Ullman and Pavel. So me and Pavel will take the Nazi railcar and try to slip past them, while Ullman disappears to do his own thing. I then get the job of jumping on the turret, which should be fun. We then make it to the Nazis' outpost, and this is going to go terribly, especially when Pavel tries talk with a German accent.
We've been sent to the forward roadblock, Herr Officer, to deliver the ammo.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
So we throw it back to 1939, as World War IV has erupted down in the tunnels, as I mow down countless Nazis, all while Pavel tries to ram the car past their defenses. But I think we have managed to lose them in the tunnels.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Oh my god! It's a Panzer!
Oh, fucking drive faster, Pavel. Eventually, we do manage to get to the end of the line, and here we dismount the railcar, and we find our own railcar, Pavel and Ullman, left here.
After our firefight with the Nazi trolleys, it seemed we would have an easy road ahead. Once again, I was wrong.
So as we are making our way through the tunnels, we encounter yet another Nazi base. And honestly, I'm sick of seeing these fuckers. It's a good thing. We aren't French, otherwise we would have surrendered.
I surrender!
That's 3 videos in a row. I've pissed off an entire country, and I plan to keep it going. But this time we have no armor or 50 caliber machine gun. So we duck and fire out when we get the chance, and fuck me. Pavel, can you go any slower at this point? We do manage to make it past the main base, but the main tunnel is blocked, so we have to take a detour to the left. This leads us to a very dodgy looking area, and all my fears come true when mutants begin attacking us from all sides. I'm doing my best to keep us alive, while Pavel is doing his best not to break the speed limit. Here we get a trophy for killing 100 Nazalises. Pavel is in some trouble here, and I can't get up to help him, but he doesn't go down without a fight. This leaves no one in control of the cart, and it is descending at some speed. That is, until it suddenly stops. But we find small pipe and head through it.
After Pavel's death, I was on my own. Somehow I had to reach Black Station. Ullman would meet me there and take me to Polis.
We continue to follow this pipe until we meet a group of survivors. Here we talk with the man in charge, and he says we need to defend this area, as if any mutants get past us, they will kill everyone in the station. I plan to stay and help them, but instantly a strange sensation overtakes me, and I am left unconscious.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Once I wake up, I see some others died, leaving us a few men down already. So the Nosalises advance, while me and my new mates try to hold them back, using both bombs and each other to cover all the ways they can approach. But obviously we can only do this for so long before someone gets killed or we run out of ammo. But that isn't a problem, as I'm left unconscious. Once we wake back up, we see everyone is dead, except the leader, who tells me that I need to use a nearby radio to get a message to Polis letting them know what happened here. So I take his message and leave. Further inside the tunnel, we see the devastation the mutants caused, killing everyone they could. But it's here we find the most annoying fucker in this game. This little twat constantly shouts in my ear the entire time.
Okay, shut up. Shut the fuck up!
But I do plan to lead the young boy back to his people. Here we get a trophy for killing 20 lurkers, so we carry the boy through the shitty sewers towards his people, and occasionally get attacked by the lurkers, but nothing too serious. I finally find myself a way to get back to his people, so as we start climbing up, he keeps bitching in my ear. Honestly, I'd fucking throw him off if it was me in this position. Eventually at the top, he is reunited with his mother. I then refuse the payment from her because Artyom is just a Chad like that. Inside the station, we do see a lot of them survive the attack. I do speak with the heavily armoured guards at the far side, and they agree to let me outside to the surface.
I went up again, to the gloomy charm of post-apocalyptic Moscow. I was warned in Hull Station about a new squad of Nazi Rangers on the surface. But I meant to fulfill the last wish of the dead commander and send his message to Polis.
Once at the surface, we see that there are Nazi soldiers getting ready to attack the station, so I try sneak past and take out any lone guards that I can. It's here. We see the building where I need to broadcast the message for that dead captain. So we make our way up to the very top and broadcast the message to Polis. Here we get a trophy for broadcasting the message. We get another trophy for killing 100 human enemies. I then decide to pick off the last few remaining Nazis in this area. Once this is done, I head down a tunnel into the next area.
It was clear that Black Station was occupied by fascists, but Ullman had said he'd wait for me there. I had to risk it.
As soon as I step foot inside the tunnel, I am spotted by a Nazi guard, but Ullman shows up with perfect timing and saves me again. I tell him of Pavel's death, and here he says, I need to sneak my way past the entire base full of soldiers to meet him, and then we can get to Polis. Here he gives me a suppressed ASVAL, and let's do this, boys. Obviously, I have to try out my new gun on these two idiots. Be honest, lads, we have all done this when we get a new weapon. You find the first thing to kill. Once again, we see that Artyom is the sneakiest bastard to ever be born, as he can just sneak past anyone. I then incapacitate another guard, while the others are distracted, and use this to dash to where I know Ullman is. So we are reunited with Ullman, as we board yet another rail car. But we are soon hit with yet another vision of the Dark Ones as we sleep, and it does seem like they are trying to communicate with Artyom.
It's hard to describe my feelings at that moment. Exhausted, yes, but joyful. I had made it. Once I delivered Hunter's message, the rescue of my home station would be decided by those stronger and wiser than I, and my task would be over.
We finally make it to Polis, and Ullman cracks a few jokes.
Oh, we're Nazis come here to take your station.
I'll kill you.
Once inside Polis, we do see that no other station is as advanced or as well armed as this one, as it's home to the Spartan Rangers. Once inside, Ullman speaks to another soldier and says that we need to speak with the commander straight away. It's here where we meet the head of the Order, Miller. So, we tell him what happened to Hunter and the threat the Dark Ones have on our station and many others, and he tells us he will speak to the council, and surely they will help us defeat the Dark Ones. But since it's been a while, we get Artyom a well-earned drink. This gets us a trophy for drinking at every occasion. After this, I head inside to tell the council everything. Never mind, turns out they just told us to go fuck ourselves and won't help. So Miller decides him and his rangers, with my help, will do this ourselves. So he plans to find out about the famous bunker called D6, as it is said to have a crazy armory, but also is able to launch missiles, and he wants to use these on the Dark Ones. So I will head to the surface first and regroup with Miller at the library and go from there. So we head back up top.
The council's decision shocked me, but Miller's plan gave me hope. Once more, I climbed up to the bones of Moscow to search for the secret of D6 and a way to awaken the horde of missiles.
Back on the surface, I'm reminded about how much of a shithole this place is. But it doesn't take long for me to be attacked and having to shoot everything in sight. Here we get a trophy for using 75 medkits. Once outside the library, we see that it's just me here, while I'm getting attacked by more Nosalises. That is until Miller shows up with Danila, and we form a circle to defend the area. It doesn't take long for our trio to come under attack, but with 3 pretty well-trained fighters, we handle this with relative ease. Me and Miller enter while Danila covers the door. That is until a demon shows up. I then manage to find another way to let them in, and the return the favor, but it doesn't take long for another demon to show up. Here we get a trophy for killing 2 demons. I once again find another way to let the lads inside. The further inside we go, the closer we are to our objective. Everything is going well until yet another demon shows up, and they seem to dislike Danila, as all 3 have targeted him. So, with Danila fucked up, Miller plans to bring him back to Polis while I complete the mission solo.
I was alone again, and soon I would look into the eyes of fear, literally.
It's here where we meet a librarian, but this fucker doesn't want to see if I need a book. He is here to rip my limbs off. Unfortunately for him, a trophy does require his death, so...
2 seconds later.
We get a trophy for killing a librarian. This should be easy enough now that he is dead.
I'm not afraid anymore!
Oh my god, I almost died! I almost died, I was so scared!
Yeah, turns out there is a fuck ton of these big apes running around here. As I sprint for the elevator, I'm reminded how far down the food chain we are.
The underground depository was a frightening place, and I had no idea where or what to search. But I refused to think that all my efforts would come to nothing.
Deeper inside the library, I soon see that this place is swarming with the mini King Kongs, so I want to get this over with as soon as I can. I do this by diving off the edge into the water, for which definitely fucked up my equipment. But it saved me 5 seconds, so it was worth it. Down here we again see the sheer number of the librarians who live here, so I will try my best to avoid them all. But even sneaking through the vents, they manage to take a swipe at me. But we finally make it to the area which has all the files stored. Artyom is searching around here like an idiot. Maybe try looking for a massive D6 label and see if that helps. So we do indeed find the files, which should contain the location and other necessary information on the D6 bunker.
I had found the D6 documents, but Miller had not yet returned. Without his help, I wasn't certain I could get out of the library alive. But everything depended on it.
Back on the surface, it's dark outside, so we need to think of a way to return to Polis undetected. Oh fuck, not again. I then hand Miller the files on D6, and we jump in the car, as he has a ranger outpost nearby. After a short drive, we arrive at the ranger outpost. It's here where we talk once again with our friend Khan. He does like to talk in riddles at times, but he says that maybe destroying the Dark Ones isn't the right thing to do. Miller, however, says fuck that, and we go over the plan. He says the files do indeed have the location of D6, so we and several other rangers plan to head there and secure the area. We all prepare to leave.
Dark tunnel, wheel rattle, and the smell of death. That's how our journey to D6 began. But our goal seemed closer now.
While we are traveling there, Artyom starts getting the visions again, but I'm sure they will go away. It's here we see visions of the past intertwined with the Dark Ones, and we also see just how many of them there are. Eventually, Artyom does manage to wake back up. As we are heading to D6, I decide to arm up with a flamethrower just in case something feels like attacking us.
2 seconds later.
So obviously we get attacked, but these Nosalises are brain dead and charge right into the flames, and this allows me and the gang to pick them off easily. Here we get a trophy for killing 200 mutants. We get another trophy for getting 30 kills with the flamethrower. After we kill them all, we have another threat on its way as an anomaly is heading our direction.
What? What?
But we all manage to get to the tunnels which lead to D6.
The chaos of the tunnel was locked away behind the airlock gates. They seemed invulnerable. And at that moment, so did my comrades.
Miller quickly goes over the plan that we will push hard and fast through these tunnels, killing anything in our path. So we get the doors open and prepare to head deeper inside. To no one's surprise, we are attacked right away. But with a number of trained soldiers, we can pick these mutants off with ease. But I push forward and open the door so we can move forward. Boris died saving me and taking another mutant with him. What a Chad. Further down, we enter some sort of radioactive room. Once again, we are attacked, but I bring out the full auto shotgun. We get a trophy for killing 100 enemies with shotguns. So as you can probably see, I have no ammo in any of my guns, so I just run around hoping Miller and Ullman can help me out and occasionally get a kill with a throwing knife. But with everything dead, we can all move forward. So they elect me to go first since I have no ammo, and it will give them a good laugh. But of course the door closes, leaving me alone in the dark with no ammo.
Can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
So the spiders then come out to kill me, but at least they are afraid of light. So I just blind them to keep them away from me. But the deadliest thing I've faced so far was climbing down this fucking ladder. Seriously. Whoever made this ladder, I will find you and murder you and your entire family. After embarrassing myself with that, I use the flashlight to keep the spiders at bay. That is until the little fucker decides that light doesn't bother him anymore, so I plant my knife in his face. We then meet back up with the rest of the group, and we are down another member as Stefan has died. But right here is when a random train appears out of nowhere, so we board it as it must bring us to D6.
We were close to D6 now. It was hard to believe that we'd found the legendary command center. But was it worth so many lives? Soon, we would know the answer.
Here we arrive at D6, with no power or anything working. So me and Miller will go get the power on, while Ullman and Vladimir keep an eye out. So Miller tells us that we need to restart the generators in a certain order, and this will turn the power back on. After that is done, we see the place lights up like a Christmas tree, and the lifts and lights are working again. But we need to head further down to secure the area, and also get the rest of the power on, so we can find the missile guidance system. It's here where Vladimir manages to get all the toxic air out of the upper levels, but the nuclear reactor at the bottom of the facility has stopped. So once again, me and Miller go to fix it. As we take the elevator down to the bottom, we see this disgusting growth everywhere. But not only that, these little orbs come out of the walls and begin attacking us. Here we get a trophy for killing 5 of these orbs. After killing more of them, we arrive at the control station. Here we see a massive mutated plant-like creature that is attacking us, so I get in the crane and have to remove 3 control rods from it, which will kill the creature. I barely managed this by the skin of my teeth, as the crane was close to exploding. After this, we meet again with Ullman, and he and other rangers will secure the rest of D6, while me and Miller head to the surface to kill the Dark Ones. So they stay behind to launch the missiles, while we use the laser guidance system to make sure they hit their target.
Miller and I were close to the surface now. Soon, we would climb up into the howling wind to fight our way through whatever nightmares were waiting there. My long journey was nearly at the end. But would I have the courage, the will to see it through?
Me and Miller work together to get back to the surface, and just as we reach the surface, he saves me from becoming roadkill as other rangers show up to give us some support. But this happens at the worst possible time, as hundreds of watchmen close in on our position and start to circle us. So we form our own defensive position and wait. But it doesn't take too long for them to attack, so we return fire and try to kill as many as we can, while also holding this area. Here we get a trophy for killing 50 watchmen. Things go from bad to worse as 2 demons decide to show up. Just as it looks like I'm about to be eaten, Miller attacks the demon with his Tesla rifle, saving me and scaring off the creature. And yeah, if you have seen him with his Tesla rifle, you know he is pretty good with it. So with all the other rangers dead, it is down to our duo to push towards the tower and complete our mission. This is made difficult with the hundreds of mutants in our path, but with us covering Miller and him leading the way, we do manage to make it to the base of the tower. Once inside, Miller must be tired of living as he decides the best way up is to detach an elevator and ride it to the very top of the tower. Close to the top of the tower, we got separated, so we both climb up and try to meet again. Thank fuck, Miller. I was looking everywhere for you. So with Miller seriously injured, he leaves the rest of the mission up to me. Artyom then begins the climb of death. Here we get a trophy for finding all of Artyom's diary pages. We then have to do some more reckless climbing, and I've no idea how we aren't dead. But as we climb, we get more and more visions of the Dark Ones asking for peace. While at the very top, I finish setting up the guidance system. It's here where the visions intensify until we pass out. We then have a very fucking weird vision where we have to run from a Dark One chasing us. Eventually, we fall over and see our old friend.
If it's hostile, you kill it.
I then just mag dump the Dark on chasing us. Here we get a trophy for beating the game on Survivor difficulty. As we wake up, however, we see a Dark On in front of us while hearing Khan's words. This is the moment before the missiles get launched, where I shoot the guidance system. We get another trophy for getting the good ending. This then shows us the guidance system falling, the Dark Ones being saved, and also gives us Artyom's last thoughts.
H.G. Wells once wrote, "If we don't end wars, wars will end us." And somehow, I stopped my war. At the time, I couldn't say what had made me spare the Dark Ones. But I came to realize that the strange visions that haunted my journey were their attempts to reach out to us. I don't know if I was the first to communicate with them, but I will not be the last.
So at this point, we still need to go back and replay the game, but I decided to get specific trophies first to save myself having to worry about getting them in the second playthrough. So get ready for some trophies. Here we get a trophy for killing 30 humans with headshots. We also get a trophy for killing 100 enemies with assault rifles. Another trophy for killing all enemies on the mission front line. We got the trophy snake for getting 15 stealth kills. Here we got a trophy for getting 50 kills with pneumatic weapons. Also, we got another one for rescuing some Reds from the Nazis. Here we got a trophy for finishing frontline without killing anyone. Yet another trophy for killing 10 spiders. We got a trophy for making 30 deals in shops. And finally, we got 30 kills with the Hell Breath. So we then started our second playthrough, this time on the easier difficulty, while also going for the bad ending. We once again meet with Hunter. We get a trophy for stunning 30 human enemies. I then decided to take all of my anger out on these mutants, because fuck it. And yes, I did indeed just murder some mutant children, deal with it. But we got a trophy here for finding all ranger stashes in the Dead City. Another trophy for surviving 1 minute in a radiated zone. Here we get a trophy for spending 500 currency in a shop. Yet again a trophy for killing 100 enemies with a revolver. And a trophy for getting 30 kills with throwing knives. Also a trophy for killing 30 enemies in close combat. We get a trophy for 15 kills from 30 meters away. Here we got a trophy for killing the Nazi before he reached his camp. And another trophy for beating the Mission Black Station without killing anyone. But back again, we watch once again as Danila gets fucking ragdolled by a demon. Here we get a trophy for collecting 1000 military grade ammo. Once again, I save Miller from the demon. Finally, we get a trophy for beating the game on Spartan difficulty, and another trophy for getting the bad ending.
A wise man once said, "He who leads a war for the love of his fellow men will defeat his enemies." I led my war protecting my family and friends, protecting my home, the metro. We had won. But to this day, I wonder, when we burned the Dark Ones from the face of the earth, was something lost as well?
Here we get the last main trophy for getting a kill with every weapon, and with this, we finally earn the Platinum Trophy. So everyone that was Metro 2033, what a fucking game. Seriously. For its age, it still holds up really well, but also has a good story. But the main thing about these games is the setting, and the Metro itself. Obviously, the next video will be the second game in the trilogy Metro Last Light. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.